to walk and that they have violated our constitutional right.
As all of you all know, today we had our walk for judicial independence. It was supposed to be a historic walk, but as you all also know, the walk never happened. What actually happened was that the assembly actually took place. The assembly of all lawyers, I think we had close to 1,000 lawyers at the car park of Padang Merbuk. That actually carried on, and we successfully had that assembly at Padang Merbuk car park. We then had speeches given by the office bearers, by the treasurer, the secretary, the vice president, and also by me. And before we started holding the banner, going towards the police in order for us to walk or march to the parliament in order to deliver our memorandum to YB Datuk Wira Mas Ermiati. Now, when we were walking towards the first barricade that was heading towards the pathway, the walking pathway to the parliament, there was a barricade and there was a line of police standing behind the barricade, refusing to allow us to go through the barricade and refusing to allow us to walk. Now, there were negotiations between some of our council members with the police officers at that point in time. They had tried to offer to us first 10 people to go through and now no one else. And then later on, they decided to give us 20 people to go through, but no one else. We had told them that our members are here. We've gathered from near and far from all over the country, and we wanted to walk. Our members wanted to walk, and there was no way that we were going to just allow 20 or 30 people to walk. Our members wanted to walk, and as president of the Malaysian Bar, I'm going to follow the sentiments of our members. When negotiations failed, we then turned and we went towards the other side of the entrance, and we found that even at the other side of the entrance, there was a human chain of police officers that was standing at the second entrance, and they too had refused to allow us to walk. Essentially, we were blocked at both entrances. There did not appear to be any other entrances within the car park of Padang Merbuk for us to go in or out of the car park. We also noticed that there were trucks of FRUs behind the police officers up on the hill. Some of us saw FRU officers fully shielded, okay, with their armors, I think they were ready to act in the event that we were able to penetrate through the chain, the police chain, the human chain by the police officers. Now I'm going to call it a spade a spade. The police did not, I disagree that the police had thwarted our walk. I think that the police had failed to carry out their duty. Police have failed. They have failed to ensure that we are able to exercise our constitutional right to peacefully assemble under the federal constitution. I actually think that the police were very high-handed in the way that they have handled the entire situation today. I also think there is some form of abuse of power here. Now, what is the role of the police? The role of the police is supposed to facilitate the walk for us. They're supposed to be able to allow us to walk and assemble peacefully under the Peaceful Assembly Act. The police is not supposed to be there to frustrate our rights. The right to assemble is something which is already enshrined under our federal constitution. Anybody who reads Article 10 of our federal constitution will know that we are entitled to assemble peacefully and we are entitled to actually express ourselves. And what we had wanted to do was to express ourselves in terms of peacefully protesting on what had transpired in the last 2 months on the intimidation to the independence of the judiciary. And we had wanted to walk to the parliament in order to deliver the memorandum to the deputy minister at the Prime Minister's department. Now, it doesn't make sense at all for the Prime Minister's department to actually agree to take that memorandum from us at the Parliament by appointing a representative to take that memorandum from us, and yet, okay, for the police to actually stop us from going out and allowing the walk so that we can walk towards the Parliament in order to deliver the memorandum. Now, what has transpired, and as you all know, it was the government or the Deputy Minister who had actually came to walk towards us all the way from the Parliament to the car park in Padang Merbok. I think that the government is definitely with us in terms of upholding the independence of the judiciary, but as far as the police is concerned, they have completely failed in their duties. I would like to also put on record, every provision within the Peaceful Assembly Act have been followed and complied by the Malaysian Bar. We have given them a notice on the 7th of June. When they told us that we were not able to walk, they issued the letter to us on the 15th of June. That letter on the 15th of June was actually delivered to us on the 16th of June, and we found out, okay, the details only on the 16th of June. That was yesterday. If we are going to follow according to the Act, the police were supposed to come back to us 3 days after we sent them a notice. Now, they had completely failed to do that. If we are going again, by the way, by the Act, if the police do not come back to us and impose any conditions on us within the 3 days, under Section 14 of the Peaceful Assembly Act, we are entitled to go ahead with the assembly and the process of the walk as if no conditions have been imposed. That is why I say the police have failed. They have failed to follow the law. They have failed to facilitate the walk. In fact, they have gone out of their way to try and intimidate us and to stop us from exercising our constitutional right to peacefully assemble. I think that the police has no justifiable reasons in order to stop us from walking. What is the fear of what is the point of raising the issue of the Prevention and Infectious Disease Control of Disease Act to say that there is safety concerns when they have already allowed us to assemble at the car park? Whatever concerns that they have, okay, should have been equally applicable for the assembly at the car park. So they are not concerned about the assembly, but they're concerned about the walk. To me, this is completely illogical. If we look at Article 10 of the Federal Constitution, it also says that our right to peacefully assemble cannot be frustrated or stopped by reasons of public health. Now, there is nothing which is higher in this law, in the law of our land, than the Federal Constitution. The Federal Constitution gives us the right to walk, and to me, when the police fail to give us to facilitate that for us and frustrate it for us, the police definitely have failed in their duties. So the question is, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Where does the Malaysian Bar go from here when the police have blatantly transgressed to do this to the Malaysian Bar? Of course, lawyers, being lawyers, when our rights are violated, we do what is best. We use the legal recourse. Has there been a breach of statutory duty under the Peaceful Assembly Act insofar as what the police have done? Has there been an unconstitutional act that has been carried out by the police in blocking us from walking towards the Parliament? Were the lawyers actually falsely imprisoned within the car park of Padang Merbok? I think those are the questions that we have to answer. We have plenty of witnesses, we have plenty of photos, we have plenty of videos. We are in the midst of fact gathering at the moment, but we, the Malaysian Bar, are not afraid to take action if there is a need to.